Hardcoreboxingnews, and that's what's up, man.
Hey, Dad. This is dollar bill.
And that's what's up, man. Okay,
Hey, Dad.
you gonna come on here and just break news just like that, huh?
This is dollar bill.
Hey, it's your boy Jay Hardcoreboxingnews. What you got going on, bro? We out of here. Hey, it's your boy Jay Hardcore Boxing News. And I got a legend with me today, fellas. I got Glen, the Road Warrior Johnson. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. And to be able to do an interview with you, somebody I used to watch on TV, man, some electrifying fights, and man, you brought a lot of entertainment to us when fighters really fought. So right now, this is just a total blessing to me. How you feeling today?
Man, thank you for having me and sharing me with your audience. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to it. Today's a good day, man. I got some stuff in. I got my run. I got my training in today. So yeah, today's one of the better days. I'm being lazy these days, not training as much as I used to.
Yeah, but man, you're still doing it though. You're still training and everything.
I still train once in a while. I mean, trying to keep age as far as much as I can off me and try to keep fat as far off me as I can. So, I'm losing both battles, but I'm still trying with the effort.
I totally understand. I think we are peers because I'm 54 years old and you're 54 as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You just turned 54, so I'm gonna be 55 this year.
Yeah, I'm 54 January. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, let's just jump right in there. My first thing I like to ask you, champ, is what made you get into boxing?
Well, pretty much, as when I got into my late teens, I started to gain some weight. So, at 20 years old, I wanted to get into a gym and work out, and there was a gym that was opening in my neighborhood, and I heard it was going to be a boxing gym. So I went and checked, and it says a Miami PAL movie coming into the neighborhood, and if you live in the area, it's free, and free fit right into my budget. So I signed up.
Yeah,
and
free.
that's where it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's where it began. Everything began there.
Well, free always works. And you're Jamaican bred. You came from Jamaica. You got here when you were about 15. Am I correct?
14. Yeah. You're in the ballpark. Yeah. I came here 84. Was 14 years old, and went to junior high school and stuff like that. And then start working in construction. Start as a common laborer and work my way up to being a carpenter. And yeah, that was my way of living. And at 20 years old, I found boxing, and I started off with just using it for weight control. And the trainer took a liking to me, like the fact that I was there every day and I was training hard, and I was missing days. So he asked me one day if I wanted to try the amateur boxing. I said, if you think I could do it, I'll try it. So he signed me up for the amateur boxing, and we went and we won, and that was the bug, man. I beat the bug.
Wow, man. And for you to stop boxing at age 20, that's really considered very late for boxing, whereas you got most people who stop boxing like 7 years old.
Right. Yeah, by the time you're 20 years old, you should already be world champion, and that's not the time to start. But, so that's the time I found it. So that's the time I started.
Yeah, but man, you beat all odds, man, because you really took off, to be truthfully honest, brother. I mean, to stop boxing at age 20 and to accomplish all the things that you did, would you consider yourself you were like a naturalist, or you really really had to work very hard? What
No,
was
I
it?
mean, I think I had to just work hard. I think, because I mean, if you look at it, I mean, it took me 17 years to win a world title. I stopped boxing when I was 20 years old, and I won my championship when I was 35. So yeah, it took me 15 years. So at the end of the day, if you start boxing, I'd say 10 or 8,
Mm-hmm.
around the same time when you started to come into yourself. You have to learn. I took all of those years to learn. So, and I had a lot of ups and downs. I felt like I got robbed in a lot of fights before I won my world title. I believe I won it before, but they never give it to me in Germany when I fought against Savinaki
Mm-hmm.
over um so but at the end of the day, from when I started to when I become a world champion was 15 years later. So it's not like I really um got ahead of any time. I don't think it just happened that I had a shorter run because I won the title at a later age than if I won it like in my 20s, or like how I was supposed to do it. And I started at, like, say, 10 years old or 8 years old or 7 or something like that. At 18 or 20 years old, I would be able to win a world title, and I would have a 10, 15-year run at the top level as a world champion. But the fact that I won the world title at 35, then, 5 years later, you're in your 40s. You're going into it. So yeah, but yeah, I made the most of it, man. That's all I can say. I made the most of it.
Yes. And your amateur career, I think what you had like 34, 35 fights, something like that.
I had 45s, 35 and 5 um as an amateur. I fought for 3 years in the amateurs, turned pro when I was going to being about 24, or yeah, something like that. And then and that was pretty much it. So, it took about 3, 4 years to grow a record.
Mm-hmm.
Fight all the guys them that people fight. Obviously, I didn't have experience as other fighters at that stage, so I had to be a little more careful than other fighters. So I kind of learn on the job basically, and then I run into Bernard Hopkins, and he put that spanking on me. So, that was a learning lesson, a teaching moment that, you're not ready for prime time yet. So I had to go back to the gym and work hard again.
But what you did though, you went back and started working again,
Yeah.
and you end up being world champion.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just can't get discouraged, man. It's boxing could break your heart. It could get you discouraged. It could do a lot of stuff to you because you have the A side and the B side guys, and if they don't believe in you, and like I know I started boxing at a late age, so obviously, you know, the top people don't believe that I was going to be anything. So
Mm-hmm.
once you get to a certain level, you're the B side guy, and you're fighting against the A side all the time. So yeah, it's a tougher road to travel for sure.
Wow. So coming off of that loss against Bernard Hopkins, they say one thing about a loss, it does two things. It will make you or break you. What did you learn from that fighting Bernard Hopkins, and that
Well,
helped you moving forward?
the first thing I learned, that I wasn't ready. It wasn't. I mean, I thought I was in my
Mm-hmm.
going into it, but um, he proved it to me that I wasn't ready. So
Mm-hmm.
then I have to reassess, go back to the gym, and work hard. Work harder on the things that I know how to do, and also work to find out the things that I didn't know how to do, and try to learn those things.
Mm-hmm.
So what it gave me is experience. It gave me the experience I needed. I jumped right back into a tough fight with Murky Sosa,
Yes.
and that was another teaching lesson. I won, I think, six of those rounds in my mind. I think he won four. The late four, but they gave him the win.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that teach me another thing. In that fight, that meaning that need to learn to have better conditioning so I can finish the fight better and know how to pace myself better on all of these other things. Because what you don't want to do is not able to finish the fight the way how you would like. Plus, if you're the B-side guy, it's a lot tougher when you don't win those late rounds. Because the truth of the matter is, if you win in the early rounds against the A-side guy, the
Mm-hmm.
gonna find a round or two to give to the A side guy because they're not just gonna keep giving the A side guy the loss. He lost that round, he lost that round, he lost that round, he lost that round. It's either they're gonna find a round to give it a draw or find a round to give to the A side guy. So you have to be consistent when you fight in those 10 or 12 rounds. You can't fade. So that's another lesson that I had to learn. So I learned that lesson. And then I went and take on I don't remember his name now, but it was a guy from Canada. I fought that guy and I
Mm-hmm.
lost that fight as well. So I end up having three losses back to back. Now, when you lose three fight back to back and you just start stepping up, it start
Mm-hmm.
again make you feel like, okay, I was delusional because I thought I was a bad man, but these guys are winning fights over me. I have a lot more to learn. So you just gotta open your mind up and go back to the gym and be receptive to everything that's coming your way. You
Mm-hmm.
look at guys them around the gym that's doing their thing. See if anything that you didn't pick up, and if anything in their arsenal that you didn't pick up or you're not using or whatever. And you just keep learning, man. You just keep learning and keep pushing because quitting is the only way to fail. That's it. That's 100% failure if you quit. So quitting wasn't an option for me.
Let me a question to ask you. Conditioning. What percentage do you put on conditioning when it comes to boxing?
No, conditioning is number two. You know what I mean? Number one, you want to learn fundamentals. You need to know how to fight. That's the
Yes.
number two thing. You gotta have your conditioning. Now, some people could say you need heart. They could say, oh, heart is. But I would say, no matter what the heart you got, if you don't have your conditioning, you're going to get it. You know what I mean? You gotta.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you also have to have a certain mindset. You know what I mean? And a big plus that's important is having a chin. Because if you get clip on the chin and you go and you go, then you're not around to keep fighting. I mean, there's a lot of great fighters who didn't have chin. I mean, Thomas Hearns come to mind quickly. Um, you
Lennox
know,
Lewis.
Lennox Lewis. Well, Lennox Lewis got jacked up with those fights he got knocked out in. Guys, I see Ratman. I don't care who you are. With that punch, I see Ratman hit him where I think you're going.
Yeah, I remember Emmanuel Stewart told him, you know what? You got a beautiful jab. You know what I mean? If you want to protect that chin, you started utilizing that jab.
Yeah.
And once Lennox started using that jab, man, he was a bad boy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice, man. I was so happy for him. He had a beautiful career. I know Lennox Lewis well. We was in training camp together in Big Bear a few times. So
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome to see his success. But yeah, that was also my driving force, man. Watching other fighters, being successful, guys that I know, been around and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, you had to work, man. What boxing is not easy, man, and it's not for everybody. You gotta really truly put work in. You gotta believe in it. You have to believe in yourself above everything else, because it will break you if there is any weak link in your chain.
Yeah, they say that boxing is like a jealous girlfriend. You know,
Yeah,
you got to put your 100% all into it. Because
I've
if you just stray off a little bit, boxing will definitely expose you.
exposed you. Yeah, it will, man. It will expose you. There is no help coming. It's not like you get it's not like you get tired and you could tag somebody
Right.
put somebody else in it. It's all you, man. You know what I mean? You got your corner and all of that, but they do their stuff from the outside. They can't come help you. So, you know what I mean? So it's that man in front of you that's giving you that work. And if you can't, the referee is there to try to see if you can keep it fair. But even the referee sometimes that don't do their job. So you
That
fight
is
it.
so true.
You gotta fight against all the odds, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Question. Do you feel that you were moved correctly?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like my first manager that I had did all he could have done. He picked the right opponents for me to fight and brought me all the way up to where I fought Bernard Hopkins. I think I fought Bernard Hopkins. I was like 30 something and oh. I was at
32.
32 and oh
Mm-hmm.
for Hopkins. I mean, what else could you ask for? I mean, you know what I mean? And a guy with limited experience. I had limited experience. I put in the hard work and everything, but I didn't know everything, obviously. Proving that Bernard Hopkins taught me that, and then Murky Sosa just
Mm-hmm.
roughed me up and taught me that as well. So, it's a lot to learn. So yeah, I don't think I had any issue. Now after that, and then I end up having different managers and promoters, um, and then they just kind of throw me in the fire. But
Yeah.
at that time, I felt like I was ready for the fire. And that's the only way to prove yourself is don't jump in the fire and deal with it. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to do any step back. I really didn't want that. I felt like I did the step back on my way up. You know what I mean? I got the powder puff on my way up. There's no need to go back to powder puff now. Let's fight. So that was my mindset anyway. So when
Right.
they call and say, yo, we got this dude, it's in whatever country, what you think? I say, how much and when?
That's right. That's right. And the road warrior packed his bag.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We was on our way. So, you gotta take on life, man. Life is not gonna, throw you powder puff all your life. You might get one or two, but after that, man, you gotta beat the rocks. That's it.
How about that? Okay. And next we get Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
Give us that whole thing, how that all actually rolled out and everything.
Yeah, well, Roy Jones Jr. is actually one of my favorite fighter uh
Mm.
to watch. I mean, Mike Tyson is my favorite fighter. About
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I just felt like he went out there, no nonsense, and knocked people out. And if you went to the refrigerator when you come back, the fight was over.
Yes, indeed.
And that's what I like. You know what I mean? But Roy Jones was the next thing for me. So um, I always told my friends that I could beat Roy Jones. I know how to beat him. And they laugh at me. They make fun of me, they tease me, they say, Roy Jones get you in the ring, he will kill you. I said, okay.
Oh my, and these your friends.
Come on now. There's no babysitting in our culture. So, you know what I mean? But I take it. I take it because I believe in what I believe in. You know what I mean? I'm not a weak-minded person. Nobody can change my mind once I believe something because I know why I believe it. That's the first thing. So, um, so once the Roy Jones fight came around, this was my moment to prove all the trash I've been talking. So yeah, so I put in real work, and um, you know, even when I was in the gym training, I remember some guys from Philly came to the gym. Um, and they were in the gym training, and I heard one of them say, "Oh, that's the guy that's fighting Roy Jones."
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the other one said, "Oh, Roy Jones gonna knock that guy out." I said, "Okay." So all of these things are motivation for me. All this, I run harder, man. I train
Mm-hmm.
hard, and I did everything that I know that I was supposed to do to fight the style that I thought was the style to beat Roy Jones, which
Mm-hmm.
always be in his kitchen. You can't let Roy Jones sit back and pick his shots. It's too fast, it's too good, and you just have to constantly make him work. You can't let him work and rest. So I said, okay. So I did what I needed to do. When the fight came, one of Wright Jones' boys said to me, "Man, you know you lost that bet, but might as well just give it to us now." That's another motivation. I'm like, okay. So when you bell ring and I came out that corner at Roy in that first round. That's from what his boy just said to me. That was that's why I came out like that. For real, that's real talk. Even though I was going to
Yeah, you
pressure him.
came out like a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah. I was going to pressure him anyway. No lie.
Mm-hmm.
But that gave me extra motivation to come out and just go and just press full throttle. So yeah, that was my game plan, man. You gotta stay full throttle on Roy, man. If you don't stay full throttle, it will beat you to death, bro.
Don't give him a chance to think at all.
Ah, man, you can't let him set and react. You can't do that. You know, we watched him pick people apart his whole career. Why would I'm gonna go be a sitting duck and let him pick me apart just the same? I'm not stupid.
Right.
So yeah, so I went and do my thing.
And you knocked Roy Jones out.
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
that feel, man? Tell me
Ah,
the adrenaline. How, you know.
I mean, I can't describe it. I mean, it's. Remember, I have friends that I have to go back to Miami to see who was talking. Man,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
so you know, so yeah, I can't describe it, man. It's that yay moment. It's that yay moment. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's great, man. It's phenomenal, and you know, that kind of made me feel like all the work that I put in, all the robberies that happened in my career, everything, it all worth it now. That moment make it feel like it's worth it. And it, if it was a decision, it would have been nice
Mm-hmm.
to say that I fought and I did all the whole round and they could deny it. They had to, because if they could deny it, they would.
Oh, yeah,
And
no
they
doubt.
decision. So it would have still felt nice, but the knockout, I think the knockout did me better. I thought about it many times. Had I won a unanimous decision, how that would feel to me. And I have a feeling that feeling would be great. And I don't know if it would be if it's a better feeling because it is just a thought that I have just to dominate the whole fight and let
Mm-hmm.
people see that they can't rob you. But you go out there and did the 12 rounds and they just know where they could deny you like I did with Antonio Tarver. That's a
Mm-hmm.
that was a good feeling, the Antonio Tarver fight, because if I don't knock these people out, I don't win. That's just the way how it is. Because to dominate them enough to get the win, they the A side. You
Yeah,
have to.
because you beat him by split decision, right?
I beat him by a split decision. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and then he came back and won on a split decision.
Right.
I think it was a split. I don't remember. It might be a unanimous. I don't know.
I
Uh,
think it was split or majority. One that I can't remember
yeah,
offhand yet.
yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
but to go to win against those guys, take them to the distance and win, get the judges to finally speak the truth, that's rewarding in itself. But the knockout is nice. I'm not gonna lie, the knockout is nice.
I know you have a picture of that somewhere in your home.
Oh, what the picture of the Ry Jones?
Yes, the
Oh,
knockout.
I have both pictures. I got Ray Jones right there,
Yeah.
and I got Tava right there.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, and I got the fighter of the year right there.
Yeah, you got that in 2004.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Boxers Writers Association
Yeah,
awarded that to you in 2004, and you were
yeah,
Fighter of the Year.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, man, he just putting in the work in. Some, you think about where you're coming from and all the stuff that you have to overcome and everything else. It is what it is, man. You just know that everybody have a shot. That's the one thing I like about America. You put your work in, you dedicate yourself, you give yourself a shot. Doesn't mean you're going to make it, but you give yourself a shot. And that's all a man can ask for, an opportunity.
That is
Don't
so true.
deny me of my opportunity. And that's the hard part. When that happens, when you get denied of your opportunities, it's grudge wrenching, but I like it. This
Yeah,
country a chance. So
I always wondered if Glenn Johnson had started at 8 or 9 years old, as a boxer,
and
what difference would it have made?
a ton,
I
a,
think so too.
a ton, a ton.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? I would have been somebody that people would know a lot about, just like they know about Ray Jones and Antonio Tarver and
Oh,
Bernard.
we know about you, champ. Don't think we don't know about you.
No, but you know about me late, not as
Yes,
much. You know
yes,
about the end. I was on my way out, age wise, just
yes.
just off
Yeah,
straight age wise. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
Ray Jones had many years to build his name. Antonio Tarver had many years, came out the Olympics. Both of these guys came out the
yeah.
Olympics as stars already.
Been in movies, Rocky.
So that's what I'm talking about. So those are the things that I miss out on. I didn't get that kind of um, growth in the amateurs and go to the Olympics and do all of the and then turn pro and have that long career in the spotlight. Most of my career was in the dark. You know what I mean? Most of my career ended up in the dark, and just the end of it got in the spotlight. So
Mhm.
that's a huge difference.
Was there anybody that you was like, damn, I never got a chance to get in the ring with, but I wanted to really fight that person?
Yeah, I mean, there's two people I wanted to fight that I never got to fight. Joe Kazagi is one of them,
Hmm.
and James Stoney. He went up to heavyweight before
I would have loved to seen a fight with you and James Tony.
yeah,
That would have been an amazing fight.
yeah, I think so too. That would have been amazing. I mean, those are the only two. I fought everybody else that was around my time, but on the Joe Kazagi and James Stoney, those are the only two people that got away from me.
Mm.
Uh, so I mean, I also wanted to fight Jean Pascal as well, but he was too scared, so he didn't. Well, it's the
I
truth.
I like that. That sounds like a title.
Yeah,
Pascal was scared.
it was. I mean, he didn't want none of this. Joe
I
Kazagi
love it.
either. Joe Kazagi. I mean, at least with Pascal, we never got into negotiation, never set any date or nothing. We talk about fighting and stuff, but he just never manifests. But Joe Kazagi and I had 3 fight dates, 3 different fight dates to fight, signed contract. One of them, the first time I was supposed to fight Joe Kazagi before I fought Ray Jones. I
Mm.
was for Joe Kazagi, and he canceled that fight twice. And on the second time, I said, forget about Joe Kazagi. Let's move on. And that's how the Ray Jones fight came into play. So it would,
Wow.
would have been me and Joe Kazagi before Ray Jones. If he didn't find a way to he thought, oh, he hurt his hand. And I forgot whatever his other excuse is the next time. In that this was in a 2 month span.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was just yeah. And then after that, we were supposed to fight again. and he made an excuse. I think he's after I fought. Who did I fight? I fought. I think Clinton Woods. After I fought Clinton Woods, we the third time we were supposed to fight again, and he backed out again. So yeah, we had 3 dates to fight, and he pulled out. So yeah, he didn't want none.
He didn't want none either, huh?
At least James Stoney went up to heavyweight, so I ain't got nothing to say about
Yeah,
him.
I think James Toney would have fought you.
Yeah. I think so too. I think
Yeah.
so too. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? And that brings me on to this next question. Give me your opinion of boxing now opposed to boxing back then. The fighters back then opposed to how these fighters are now, and how these fights are not getting made at all anymore.
Well, fighters back then, we fought. You know what I mean? Fighters before me, they fought. Fighters before that fought. But the new era of fighters, it's about marketing now. It's not so much about fighting anymore. Everybody's trying to get that Mayweather formula, where you pick, you fight certain guys when they're older and become the bigger star and generate the bigger payday. And then listen, I'm not knocking it. It's a formula that made the man a lot of money. I wish I could make that kind of money. So I can't knock the formula that is the most successful in boxing. So, don't get me wrong. That's not but that's just what it is right now. Everybody is trying to keep that undefeated record. And it's good to have an undefeated record. It's the best thing to have an undefeated record. But fight and have a true undefeated record.
True undefeated record.
Undefeated record. Don't politics your way around the fights and then end up with an undefeated record and claim yourself your undefeated fighter. That's the problem. You know what I mean? I would love to see who is the guy that can be the undefeated fighter and the true one, the one that fought all the best guys that's around that could fight. I wipe out this weight class, go in the next weight class, wipe that out, go in the next weight class, wipe that out. And if
real pound for pound. Because that's the real meaning of pound for pound.
That will put boxing back on the map. You need to find a true guy who say, you know what, I believe in me above everybody else, and I truly believe I can whip everybody. Prove me wrong. A guy who go out there like that. And that's what we're missing. If we could find that guy, that's the guy we need. We need to find that guy who said, I'm willing to take the risk. If I lose, so be it, but I don't believe I can lose.
I love it. I love it.
That's the guy we're missing.
That's the era you and I come from.
Yeah. We're missing that guy, man. We need, but we'll see, man. Maybe that guy might come around. I'm training some guys right now. I'm trying to keep my eye on it to see if any of them guys in this crap that I got.
Okay. So right now, do you keep your eyes? Do you watch box? I know some fighters, they don't watch boxing. So are you still watching boxing?
I watch certain fights. To tell you that I watch all the fights, I would be lying. I don't. I watch certain fights.
Who do you like watching?
I like Crawford a lot. I like what's his name? What's the one that's supposed to fight Crawford that keep on Spence a lot. I also like the Mexican kid, what's his name?
Benavidez?
No, not Benavidez. The other kid, the other one who just lost not too long ago. The one that they busted say he was doping, and he said that it was the meat.
Canelo?
Canelo, yes, dude. Canelo. I like Canelo. I like the Charlo brothers. Who else? I liked
how about the kid up in Philly? Boots.
Yes, Boots is nice as well. Yeah. And Wilder, Tyson
I love Wilder, man.
Yeah, Tyson Fury, I like them guys. I like this kid Anderson, that's heavyweight that's coming up. I think he's nice as well.
Jared Anderson, yeah.
Yeah, he still need to fight some people, but I think he's nice based on what I see. Him coming up, he got all the fundamentals and all of the stuff. So, yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are some guys that I can't remember.
How about Tank?
I like Tank as well. Yeah, I like Tank too. Tank is supposed to be fighting soon. A good fight.
Yeah, the 22nd of April, he's fighting
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, exactly. Yeah, that fight, I will be watching that fight for sure. Yeah, that's a good fight. Those are the fights that I watch, though. When I see the guys then step up and fight certain people, I definitely make it an effort to watch those fights. But and when I see young guys who's coming up, I like to watch them too. Especially if I believe that they have what it takes to make it to the top level. I try to keep an eye on them because I like to know if I'm right or I'm wrong. Did I judge this guy wrongly or did I judge them correctly? So, these are my little personal challenge that I give to myself, my analyzing skills.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a big fight this weekend. We got Benavidez against Caleb Plant. Are you planning on checking that out?
Yes. That fight I want to check out. That's a fight. That's a fight that's a box office.
Yeah. Give me your breakdown or prediction on that.
I think I like Plank, man. I think I like Plank. I mean, Benavidez is. I'm going to go with Plank, bro.
Why?
Because I just feel like he's solid. He keep his hands up. He's a little more fundamentally sound. Benavidez is a stronger guy, but he just on his front foot a little bit too much for me. It's on his front foot a little bit too much for me. So we'll see. I mean, it could go either way, but I just don't like a guy on his front foot.
Yeah, it's a true 50-50 fight.
Yeah. I don't like guys on their front foot. That's the reason why I like him. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's tough. I think he knock people out and stuff, but he's just too much on his front foot for me.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, listen here, champ. Man, this was truly a pleasure. If you have any social media for people to follow you, let them know about that now. And if there's anything else you'd like to say to your fans before we end this.
No, well, I'm training now. I'm promoting as well down here in Miami.
So you're in Miami, okay?
Yeah, Miami. As far as my Instagram, that's the only outlet that I got. And that's Glen Johnson Boxer. So on Instagram, that's my handle is Glen Johnson Boxer. Because there's another Glen Johnson out there that plays soccer. It seems like he's more famous than me. You put Glen Johnson up, so I had a boxer there to make sure that to get my props. So yeah, that's it, Glen Johnson Boxer, man. But thank you. I appreciate the platform. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for having me on.
I thank you, and I also want to give a thank you to George Hansen, the Pope of Pugilism, out there in Philadelphia, that put this together, man. And he speaks so highly of you as well. And when I told him that you were one of my favorite guys, he said, "Man, I got to get him on the phone then."
Yeah, he did. He's a great man. He's we had a great relationship. He and I, we did a couple of business together. So I look forward to seeing him again soon.
Yes, and he speaks so highly of you. All right, well, this is your boy Jay Hardcore of Hardcore Boxing News. And I'm here with the legend Glen Johnson, and we're out of here.
Take care, boss.
Thank you, champ.